Hello and welcome to the Hellraiser blog. Today's Hellraiser blog, we're going to look at Lee Selby against Josh Warrington. It's for the IBF Featherweight Title. So Lee Selby from Barry, he's 5'8.5" with a reach of 1m75. He's got a record of 26-1. His only defeat coming against Samir Menemini in a 4-rounder at the start of his career. Menemini was a good amateur, so it would have been a tough one over 4 rounds early on. And Josh Warrington, 5'7", they're both orthodox, and he's got a reach of 170. So Warrington's giving away a bit of height. He's giving away 5 centimetres in reach, which for featherweights is quite significant. Warrington's got a perfect 26-0 record, Selby 26-1. Selby's got more stoppages, and actually to me I would say is the puncher of the two. I think actually Selby is underrated as a puncher because he doesn't really set his feet that much. Especially when he's boxing good level opponents. Okay, so this is Lee Selby's 5th defence of the IBF Featherweight title. I actually saw him win the title against Evgeny Gradovich, who was in our gym at Limehouse. He prepared, so I was watching him every day. Gradovich struck me as a guy that wasn't really quite a elite level performer, but his management got him the right opportunities and he became a world champion. And he came and defended against Lee Selby, who beat him fairly soundly. Although this is a world title fight, and it's a world title fight between 2 British fighters, for me, I mean, the big money fight for these guys is Frampton. However, I don't see if Warrington beats Selby, then I think the fight with Frampton makes itself, and what a massive fight that would be. That would be a huge money fight for both guys. And a brilliant fight. Selby, I'm not saying that Selby beats Frampton in my mind, but Selby for me is Frampton's worst nightmare. His movement, he's sort of as a counter puncher, the fact that he sometimes wins boring, but wins effective. I don't think that Carl Frampton will be chomping at the bit, certainly not the people around Frampton. I think they will be looking for Leo Santa Cruz. I think they'll be looking for, you know, because the stage that Frampton's at in the career now, he's got to go for money surely, and I'm not sure that. I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens in this fight between Selby and Warrington. And if it is an absolute belter, then maybe the fight makes itself with Frampton. But certainly, if Warrington wins, I expect that to be the next fight. Okay, so we've heard about the height, which I think will dictate the tactics. The fact that Selby, for a start, he's a counter puncher anyway, and he's slightly taller with a longer reach, significantly longer reach. So I think you're going to see, and Warrington, for me, he has to come fast out of the blocks. My worry for Warrington is that he's created a rod for his own back with the way his persona in the lead up to the fight has sort of been giving this sort of throng of supporters that he has in Leeds what they want, which is a tough guy who's going to come and have it. My best Leeds impression. I think that he's put himself in a position now where he has to, well, he probably feels like he has to come and be that guy. He is naturally a sort of a pressure fighter, a come forward pressure fighter, but I think he has to be very cute here. If he's going to be successful, I think he can't just come in a straight line, because if he does that, Selby, if he comes straight at Selby in a straight line, trying to overwhelm him with volume of punches, I think Selby sucks him up, chews him up and spits him out. I mean, without really breaking a sweat. If he is a little bit cuter than that and makes it look like he's going to come in a straight line, and then adapts and adjusts his positioning, and he can come from some, you know, different unusual angles, and gets inside and works, and then steps half a step out and switches the angle again, I think he can give problems for sure to Selby. I think that he will be looking to make Selby work every minute of every round. Pardon me. In the hay fever coming into play now, in the hope that he can then wear Selby down. My worry is that he actually will fall into that trap. It's going to be very intense in Elland Road Stadium, and I think he might come too obvious, straight line, try and turn it into a fight, and Lee Selby certainly won't fight him back. Lee Selby will pick him off, very accurate with his punches, very good at varying his punches, head, body, head, Lee Selby, massively underrated as a body puncher. I remember seeing Selby through the amateurs and the early novice stages of his pro career. Great body puncher. Now he's boxing at a higher level. He seems to be not looking to get the leverage in his shots that he was when he was boxing lower level opposition. He seems more to want to just get in quick punches and not get hit and move, and who can blame him for that? But I think in the second half of this fight, I mean, if you're into your in-play betting, I think there's a real opportunity here, because I think Warrington will come steaming out, and I think a lot of people will think, and the crowd will reflect this, that Warrington's getting the upper hand and getting the better of it. I think after about round 4, I think the first 4 rounds will be very tough for Selby, because he's going to have to move, he's going to have to be very tight, and a lot of head movement, a lot of foot movement, and he's got very quick feet and quick hands and quick head movement. So he'll get through those 3 or 4 rounds, but he won't be able to get his shots off in the way that he will in the second half of this fight. I think once he gets through those first 3 or 4 rounds, when people will actually, I think, start backing Warrington, then Selby will take over in the second half. Like I say, he's very accurate, very good punch variety, and he's a proven boxer at a high standard. He's boxed better opposition than Warrington has, and also he's proved that he can stick to a game plan. He's been into these intense situations like he's going to be in on Saturday, but he's had very good rehearsals in his previous fights. He's been abroad and defended his title. He I don't think he'll bite. I think he will have his game plan, and he'll stick to that game plan, and no amount of goading, no amount of booing and gnarling at him. In fact, I think the pressure from the crowd might actually work in his favour and work into Warrington's disadvantage, because I think Warrington might want to please these people that he's going to, you know, come and be a tough guy, and Selby just stick to win boring, just stay in a low gear, pick him off with your accurate punches, and use his feet to keep out of trouble, and let Warrington walk onto the shots that are going to be hurtful. And that's the reason why I sort of contemplate whether Selby might even bring a stoppage later, because Warrington, I know, will keep going and keep going and keep going until his back teeth get knocked out if it comes to that. And I think Selby, he knows how to pace a fight, he knows how to keep a man working. He'll keep it at his range, so it'll push Warrington outside of his comfort zone, so Warrington can't just box at the pace that he wants throughout the fight. And Selby has boxed a lot of people at a higher level, I think, you know, for world titles. And here he has a mandatory in Josh Warrington, so no escape from this one. But is it necessarily a fight that he comes unstuck in? I don't think it is. I think Selby has the experience and the ability to keep Warrington under control to a degree, certainly in the second half of the fight. I think the movement that Selby has is key to this, as well as the height advantages and reach advantages. He needs to slow the pace of the fight at every opportunity, which I think will be very difficult in the first 3 or 4 rounds. I think it will come easily enough in the second half because of the fast feet, the good balance, the accurate punches that Selby has and has proven to have previously. I think keeps him in a good position to not exactly play with Warrington, but to control him. In terms of the betting, like I say, if you're into your in-play betting, I mean, I'd go let the first few rounds go. In terms of I'm just looking here at starsports.bet. They've got very good for betting on boxing. Starsports. They've got Lee Selby 1-4. I'm not motivated to back Lee Selby at 1-4, but then you've got Adonis Stevenson at 3-4, meaning that you can basically get evens or even just above evens. Potentially on a double for the 2. Now, I'm not a big fan of either picking the round or whether it's going to be on points, sometimes, but very rarely. I'm not a big fan of doubles because I like to bet. I like to go in, choose one, put a chunk down and take a bigger chunk back. So for Selby, my prediction is going to be Selby on points. We'll stick with that. Okay, guys, if you enjoyed the blog, please subscribe. No, really do subscribe. All right, thanks, guys. See you soon. Enjoy the fight. Bye.